This is the Transformers Generations Studio Series of Voyager class Starscream from Transformers the Movie 1. Before we begin, here is a quick look at the packaging. It has Hasbro and Takara Tomy logos on it, Dynamic Transformers logo. Really cool photoshopped artwork. So apparently he's an Autobot. Is he an Apparently he's an Autobot. Oh, he's a Decepticon. Okay, right there. All right, let me just back that up. Here's the rest of the assortment of Wave 1, at least some of them. Yay, he's an Autobot. Number 6 in the Studio Series lineup. I picked up this figure at Our Toys. So, the figure looks so good. And this is probably the best mold of Starscream Hasbro has ever made. I mean, it's so original. I have no idea where Hasbro could have come up with such a brilliant mold for a Voyager class figure. I mean, really, Hasbro, kudos to Hasbro. Oh, I could not believe that they actually had this mold. I mean, they should have made this years ago. I don't know, maybe during Dark of the Moon, they should have actually made this Starscream figure. Wow, thank you Hasbro for giving us such a wonderful, wonderful Voyager class Starscream figure. I mean, the details on it. Let's give you a close-up look on the details. Look at that head sculpt. Fantastic head sculpt. Look at the proportions. Absolutely magnificent. I mean, if you stand him up, like upright without too much of the chicken legs. Because I think officially he should be something like this. And that's how Starscream was in the movie, maybe. Back it up. Like that. Not like that, but, like this. The legs, I mean, should be like that. But I actually prefer them to be like this. So if you stand him a little bit upright. He's actually pretty big. Not big, but above average height for a Voyager class figure. And I really appreciate that Hasbro's trying to scale every single Transformers in this Studio Series lineup. They're trying to scale them with each other. So in robot mode, it has to be bigger. A jet should be bigger than a truck, and so on and so forth. He stands about just a hair above 7 inches tall, but 7¼ inches tall. So that's a pretty good height for Voyager, and rightly so, because he was much bigger. The Decepticons were much bigger than the Autobots, and I hope they really stick to the accuracy of this scale, because for the first time, for collectors out there, we are getting scaled Transformers with each other. So not with the previously released toys, but with these upcoming toys, and a line that's in its own league, its own scale. With each other. Okay, so just give you again, try and give you a close-up of what we got here. Look at that, more paint apps, more paint details here and there. Sorry, too bright. Okay, the head sculpt again, as I said, very cool. Nice little cockpit right there. Everything folds up neatly at the back. The arm, no Mech Alive or Mech Tech gimmick right there, but just tremendous amount of detail with this figure. The legs. What's nice about it, it does not have the war paint or tattoos, Cybertronian tattoos on its figure, on this figure that we've seen in like Revenge of the Fallen and all that, or Dark of the Moon or whatever. Other Starscream figures had those tattoos. Now, he comes with this really nice accessory, which I think is more accurate than what we've seen from the leader class Starscream. It's painted some gold, white plastic. I love this sort of gray, dark gray plastic they use for most of the figure. It really gives it that movie look to it. So I mean, the other figures had gray plastic and it just really made it look like a toy, but this one looks like a scale model, and I really appreciate that. We'll see more of the shading of gray in jet mode, which is actually pretty awesome as well. Now, kidding aside, I was talking about 4 or 5 years ago with my good buddy Christian, and we were talking about Starscream in the movies, and he said he liked best and he felt that the best movie versus Starscream figure was the Dark of the Moon deluxe class Starscream, and to him that was a perfect Starscream mold. And he mentioned that I wish Hasbro would do an upsized Voyager class scale figure of that particular figure. And guess what, buddy, Christian, Hasbro was listening to you, man. They actually did it. And this is something that a company like Weijiang or Jinbao would do, like oversize an existing mold. But part of the things that Hasbro did, I think, with this particular figure, other than add this wonderful accessory, is they've added a bit more details with the sculpt. Like the arms have more detail, the legs, the crotch piece, this chest piece has a tad bit more details than what we've seen from the deluxe class. That head sculpt, absolutely amazing. So I'm not saying that, you know, every single Studio Series figure is an absolute amazing gem of a figure. I'm just calling it how it is. This is perhaps one of the best Starscream we've had in a long time. I mean, the leader class was great. But the other Voyager class figures and deluxe class figures we've had were, you know, there was always something wrong with them, something to nitpick about them. But this one, yeah, looking really, really nice. Well done, Hasbro. Articulation for the figure. He's got a ball. It's just a hinge or a swivel neck that's on a hinge because of transformation. No waist articulation because of the whole assembly and transformation. Ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow because of transformation. It's got a ball jointed wrist that can also move as a hinge that goes up and down because of transformation. Ball hinge hip. No thigh swivel though, but he's got this hinge for transformation that'll allow you to sort of mimic a thigh swivel. He's got a hinge knee and another hinge lower knee, so that's pretty cool because of transformation. And the feet, toes have a little bit of articulation because of transformation. So let's do some size comparison. And for those of you who think the Studio Series are pretty small, you'll probably be very happy with this particular figure. Here he is with, excuse me, all right, Nitro. So he's about the same size because Nitro has these horns, but top of the head to the toe, he's a little bit taller. Yep. Okay. And just put some light on it. Okay. And then the ever popular Optimus Prime. This is the Studio Series Optimus Prime, and as you can see, if you watch the movie, obviously a jet would be bigger than a truck when you transform them, and Starscream was a little bit taller than Optimus Prime in Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, whatever. And it will be interesting to see how Blackout and Megatron fare with these two guys, so we can do that whole forest battle scene. So not bad, not bad. So let's get him into his jet mode, shall we? Okay. I mean, I had to go through the instructions just to figure out how this thing transformed. I mean, my goodness, look how original this new mold of Starscream is. So you fold up the arm pieces like this. Okay, fold this up, like this. Okay. Am I doing it right? Yep. Okay. And he's not clearing it. Okay, there we go. Still has that same issue, that clearance issue, with the head, but much better with this one, I think. Okay, fold these. Okay. Let me just get these out of the way. Okay, fold these out like that. Okay. Okay. Like that. We should probably be doing the legs first. Okay, let's do the legs. Okay, hold it like this, hold it like this, do it like that, do it like that. Join those legs together. Okay. Sorry. Excuse me. I always did that when I was a kid. Whenever I transformed Transformers, my toys, I was like, fold down the landing gear just for now. Okay, fold this back wing assembly. Tab it right in, right there. Okay. We should do the arms first. Then we'll do this, okay? Fold. The arms like that, like this. Okay, clearance issues, absolutely. Fold it like that. Tab it in. Okay, easy as pie. Okay, fold it in like this. Make sure it clears that whole joint assembly right there. Okay, make sure it tabs in right there. There's like a, right there, there's a whole peg hole for that peg right there. Okay. Okay, and then tab. Very nice compression. Wonderful job, Hasbro. Okay, and then this one, mine doesn't fold as flush. You see that gap right there? There's a little bit of a gap. You can force it in, and it should overlap that whole arm assembly, but like that. But it just tends to pop off. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay. I'm sure on your copy it will fold flush, but in my copy it doesn't. Landing gear. Okay, all that's left is fold this, fold that, fold this, fold that. I think they added this one. I love this extra piece that they added to just give it more of a torso detail. Well done, Hasbro. Okay, fold the wings up. And also this one, I like this. I like that part, that tab that stops that wing to where it should be positioned instead of you're trying to guess what the angle is and all that. That just really helps it out. So very nice. Thank you, Hasbro. Fold this in. Okay. Easy peasy. Okay, and this thing, the arm cannon or missile launcher on his arm fits right there. Or if you want, oh, I forgot to show you how it's stored on the back. There is a port on here, right there, on his back, where you can tab that weapon in. So my bad for not showing you guys. Alrighty, this one's a little bit loose on my copy of the figure. I wonder, is it mold degradation? I don't think so. It's the first time they used this mold, right? Okay, so there we go. That is the Studio Series Voyager class Starscream in alt mode, and it looks magnificent. I love these colors. It's so accurate to a Raptor, and I love that gray wash that they've put on it. It's like they spray painted dark gray here on the light gray plastic. Loving it. Really liking the details. I'm glad they're not stickers. I'm glad they're tempos. So very nice. Look at the Decepticon logo here. Air Force logo right there. Or, yeah. The canopy does not open, so we put an Archiville right there. Just kidding. Yeah, looking very cool. And for size comparison, here he is with the Last Night Voyager class Megatron. Pretty good scale. Megatron was a little bit bigger, so definitely the scale would be as accurate as can be. I think I'm pretty happy with it. If you already have a ton of Starscreams, like the movie one, Starscream, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Leader class Starscream, should you still purchase this figure? My answer is a definite yes. This is probably, like my buddy Christian said, the best mold for the Starscream movieverse character, movieverse figure, and I absolutely love it. It's gonna get a I think it should get a 9 out of 10. You know, instead of just re-engineering it to be oversized, I wanted just a little bit more detail. They did give us details. They did give us a ton of details here and there, but just not a lot you can ask for. I was a little bit surprised though that they just oversized another mold that they've had before. I was a little bit hoping they'd do a completely new mold on this one, and that would, I know, it's just based on expectations. It should get a 10 out of 10, but personally, I think I should give it a 9, 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, but it's a very pretty darn good figure. If you can wait for it on clearance, by all means, wait for it on clearance. It's a little bit overpriced right now because of Hasbro trying to justify the expenses they have for engineering it and painting and all the details and all that. But wait for it on clearance. It's definitely worth the pickup. If you know you have to get your Starscream right now, like it's a matter of life and death, you gotta have your Voyager class Studio Series Starscream, please pick it up on retail. Regular retail, don't pay scalpers for this, but definitely a great figure. Well done, Hasbro. So there you go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Generations Studio Series Voyager class Starscream. Thanks for watching. And as per usual, I keep forgetting to show you guys stuff. Instruction manual, very nice. And one of the main selling points of this line is the awesome backdrop. This is from the first movie, the Transformers, I believe so. It's a great diorama. And then you can display your Starscream figure with this diorama. Very, very nice. Well done, Hasbro and Takara Tomy.